Yo, what's good, fellas? And my ladies that be pulling up in the chat. So we got another video, man. Gang member realizes he killed an innocent boy. Now, this one was actually recommended by one of you guys in the chat. Actually, someone who actually gave me a very fire video in the past. He actually gave me the Trooper Hair video. That video did like 1,400 views, and I'm a small channel, so that's a lot for me. So he just recommended another one. He hit me up. He said, yo, bro, long time no see. The Trooper Hair video got a ton of views, super cool. You should also react to gang member realizes he killed an innocent boy by Insanity body cam. Said it's really sad. It's like 12 in the morning right now. I'm gonna try and knock this out real quick, give it to y'all in the morning. I don't know how sad it's gonna be, but you know what I mean? As long as I learn something from it, that's all I care about, man. It's always good to learn what's going on out in the world, man. The good and the bad. All right, let's get into it.
There was a truck. I was like, you don't even know if that's the right truck. And he just started shooting him. I told those fools no. I don't.
This is 26-year-old gang member Daniel Gomez, and he has just confessed to being involved in a drive-by shooting.
Yeah, let me show you something.
And he has just confessed to being.
I like how they got my man blurred out right here, but they don't got his reflection blurred out. Like, yo, the IQ of blurring out this and not blurring out that, yo. I swear, this is why I don't believe everybody should have the right to vote. I swear, bro. It's things like this, bro.
Being involved in a drive-by shooting that killed an 11-year-old boy.
An 11-year-old?
Just 2 weeks earlier, Daniel Gomez and his two friends had attended a baseball game where they spotted someone they believed was a rival gang member.
Okay.
Later that night, after leaving the game, they saw what they thought was the rival gang's car and fired 14 shots at it. But unfortunately, inside was an innocent family.
Okay, what do you got? Where's he? Where?
If she was running through the street with the baby in her arms, and she stopped us and she said, call the cops, my son's been shot.
Wait, so they saw a vehicle that they thought to be the rival gang. Wait, did he see them go in the vehicle? Like, why did they choose to go at that vehicle? Hold up.
Gomez and his two friends had attended a.
And his two friends, Daniel Gomez, Jose Romero, Nathan Garley. Damn, bro. I'm just thinking, like, these are all like Spanish names for the most part. And this is the type of nonsense that, I mean, I hate to say it, that Trump be talking about. And cases like this don't make it any easier, bro. Cases like this don't make it any easier. Like, this is it right here. Now, I'm not saying that they're illegal. I don't know if they are or not. I'm just saying, like, the gangs and they doing wild stuff like this, bro. And then we getting caught in the crossfire because we just living our lives. But we get caught up in the bullshit. This is it. This is it right here. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that like I want this to be it. I'm just saying this is it right here. It's right here. You know? So sucks, bro. That shit sucks.
A baseball game where they spotted someone they believed.
They spotted somebody that they believed, okay, to be a rival gang.
Was a rival gang member. Later that night, after leaving the game, they saw what they thought was the rival gang's car and fired 14 shots at it. But unfortunately, inside was an innocent family.
Okay, what do you got?
That's crazy, bro. That could have been you or me, bro. That could have been you or
She was
me.
running through the street with the baby in her
Just
arms, and
living
she
our
stopped
life,
us and
doing
she
our
said,
own
"Call the
thing.
cops.
And
My
then
son's
boom,
being
getting shot at for no reason. Dr. Insanity.
On September 6th, 2023, just before 9 p.m., police responded to a shooting in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A black SUV had just opened fire on a white pickup truck outside Isotopes Park Stadium. Inside the pickup was 23-year-old Tatiana Villegas. In the back seat sat her aunt, Maria Villegas, along with her 2 children, an 11-year-old boy and
So there was no men, like no grown men in that vehicle. So what rival gang member did they think they seen that? Did they even look in the car before they let loose? Did they see anybody go in that car? It's just stupid, bro. Oh my God, bro.
a 3-month-old baby. Police immediately rushed to the scene.
She got shot in the rib.
We have a secondary victim, female, about 25 years of age, shot in the ribs and possibly the arm. We start at 4655. I don't.
Here's all I got. Chest seals, right?
That's it.
Hey, hold that real quick.
Tatiana had been shot 5 times. In
Damn.
critical condition, officers rushed to her side, keeping her conscious until paramedics arrived. She was raced to the hospital as her family watched in horror.
5 times, bro. Maria Velox. Victim's mother.
I swear on God, we're good people. We don't do anything to anybody. They probably think it was somebody else.
Maria Villegas, the mother in the back seat, was exactly right.
Yep.
Just minutes earlier, Tatiana had been peacefully driving her family home from a baseball game, unaware of the horror about to unfold. Meanwhile, only a few feet behind, 22-year-old Jose Romero was at the wheel of a black Dodge Durango, accompanied by his 2 friends, 21-year-old Nathan Garley and 26-year-old Daniel.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy about it? This is who they be talking about, bro. This is who they be talking about. And I'm not pointing this out because like I have something against Spanish people. I'm Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, but my family's Spanish. My mom is born in Panama. She speaks Spanish fluently. That's her first language. My dad, the same thing. His first language is Spanish. I come from a Spanish-speaking family. I don't speak it, but I grew up around it, listening to Spanish music. It's part of my culture. So I'm not pointing this out like, oh, I have something against Spanish people. No, my family's Spanish. I grew up around Spanish people. I'm pointing this out because this is so funny because it's like when they talk about the people that they are catching to get them out the country, right? Because you know that's a big thing right now. That's what Trump been talking about, and the borders are, and all that extra stuff. They always talk about, oh, they had the tattoos, the gang tattoos, and this, that, and the third, and that's how they identify these people. Now I don't know what these tattoos mean that's around their neck. I have no idea what they mean. Apparently, there's specific tattoos for like MS-13 and other type of Spanish gangs. But basically, this looks like the description for the average person who's not that fully informed as to what exactly to look for. Based on a little information that they hear, this right here fits the description right here. You got Spanish men with the tattoos on their chest, around their neck. They're going to automatically be fearful of these type of people because of the news. And it's like, yeah, you're thinking like, damn, like not all Spanish people with tattoos are bad or a part of a gang. But shit like this, when you see when you see stuff like this on the internet, incidents like this, you can't help but to be judgmental. And it sucks. But you can't help but to be judgmental. You're looking at all this and like, oh, okay. Tattoos on the neck. They all look Spanish. Okay, it makes sense. You know what I mean? And it sucks that that's what it is right now. That's the vibe right now. You know what I mean? Like situations like this don't make it any better. It just makes it worse for the people who are getting deported, who are not connected with any of this. You know, they just look a certain way and they get thrown out the damn country right now. It's crazy right now.
Gomez. Earlier that night at the game, Romero had spotted a rival gang member, the same one who had stolen a chain from him weeks earlier. Fueled by revenge, Romero and Gurley had tracked what they believed to be his car and decided.
Wait, so he got robbed from his chain and he thought, all right, you know what? Rather than robbing you back, I'm just gonna gun you down type shit. So
Romero and Gurley had tracked what they.
Oh, wow. Wow, the vehicles look the same. Damn. Talk about bad place, wrong place at the wrong time, bro. Damn. Wow, bro. That's so unlucky, bro. That is so unlucky.
They believed to be his car and decided to open fire. But the most tragic news of all had yet to be delivered to the Villegas family. Unfortunately, Tatiana was not the only one in the vehicle that was struck by the gunshots.
How's my son? Please tell me. Yes, you guys.
I do not know. They're working on it right now. Stay here, okay?
No, please. Did they see a light?
I don't know. I know the ambulance was working on it.
Okay, what did you see?
I saw the lady coming out of the cart and she was running to the street with the baby in her arms.
What lady?
The mom of the baby, the son.
Okay, in the truck?
Yeah, she goes out and she was trying to wake him up, get him up, you know. And then she came to the truck and she stopped us and she says, "Call the cops, my son's been shot."
Did you see anything at all? Before that, did you hear anything?
No, we were just traffic was coming going.
You were in the truck too?
I was driving.
Okay.
11-year-old Froylan Villegas, who was sitting in the backseat of the truck, had been fatally struck in the head. The bullet had killed him upon impact.
This is what I have so far. Okay. Watching Turkey, they were at the game, and then mom, who was in the truck,
Yeah.
they were driving westbound, and this car, they said they started shooting at them from out of nowhere. It was a black Jeep Cherokee traveling westbound. Last time it was seen here, Redbury.
Okay. I've got a casing right there.
She said there was a guy out of the sunroof with what looked like a rifle. I have the male in the
rifle?
truck. His name's Froylando Villegas. He was born in 2012.
So he's 11.
Yeah. So Tatiana Villegas was the female driver. She was TOT to UNMH.
How old is she?
She was born in 99.
Okay, so she's
She's an
20.
adult.
That's not her kid though.
That's not her kid.
Is that her brother or how are they
I think
related?
it's her niece.
So niece and nephew.
Niece and nephew of her. And she
Okay.
was in the back seat with her son, Pablo Villegas.
So mom of this 1030, who's 10-7, was in the truck with him.
Yes, in the back seat.
And female passenger who got shot 3 times was sitting
I'll
there.
walk the
In the driver's seat.
Okay, she was driving. Mom was in the back seat.
Yes. Of her aunt.
And they just started shooting.
That's what
for no reason.
That's what she's saying.
Officers use the term 10-7 to mean out of service or not operational. In this case, it was their way of confirming the unthinkable. Froylan Villegas had been pronounced dead at the scene. This disastrous mix-up had left Tatiana Villegas paralyzed from the waist down and her 11-year-old cousin brutally killed. With the scene now calming, police would begin the grueling task of piecing together exactly what had happened. Up to this point, all they had task of piecing together.
This is a really popular lady right here. I saw a movie with Salma Hayek playing as her. I don't remember too much about the movie, but I remember it was a good movie. You know what I mean? Like, you ever watch a movie like a long time ago, you don't remember what the hell the movie was about, but you remember that after watching it, you was like, that was a good movie. Oh, man. This is so crazy, bro.
Exactly what had happened. Up to this point, all they had to go on were the initial police calls reporting the shooting and a vague description of a black car. Having already spoken to those who were simply present at the scene, officers now focused on questioning witnesses who had actually seen the shooting unfold.
Okay.
I'm not sure what all information you guys got. I was right there in the fucking crossfire. We did not get hit or nothing.
Did you get a good look at the person who was shooting?
I did not know this now.
Okay.
And yeah.
Where were you guys at? Did you hear anything?
Yeah, because we were walking that way, and then once we get over there, we see a black Durango walk this way, and it had 60 windows, and then after it gets right here, we just hear like five gunshots to like 3 or 4.
Did you guys see anybody in the car?
No, they had all their windows up. And
Okay.
we're black.
Police now knew they were on the lookout for a black Durango and any of the men responsible for the reckless shooting. However, identifying the prime suspects would be no easy task, as police still had no clear motive for the sudden attack. With this, they returned to the victims the next day, hoping to gather any missing information that could help crack the case.
I mean, honestly, all they gotta do is just check the license plate numbers through the cameras. You know, when they're driving, they got cameras. Find the license plate. They know what car it is. They got the picture. Find the license plate. Track the license plate number as far as like who it's registered to, and even if it's stolen, you can still track like the car as to where it's going to eventually catch the suspects leave the car, and you can catch them in that way too.
To you both, okay? I've heard some of the statements of you're wondering why. That's a question you can ask. So many families have asked that.
I was there with my baby. And they were just past the line. I believe it's what is university.
Yeah.
And I started hearing like boom, but I didn't know what's going on. And then she suddenly stopped the truck, and then that's when I saw this black SUV, I believe, with the guy coming up from the sunroof with a big rifle. And then my son went like this. And I said, Daddy, what's wrong? What's happening? And she said, I can't move. Yeah, just call an ambulance. And I grabbed my son's face, and he was full of blood, you know. And I slapped him, and I said, Freud. But in that moment, I knew he was dead because he was with his eyes open. So I grabbed the baby from the car seat, and I got out from the truck, and I started screaming, you know, for help, and nobody stopped.
This was a nightmare that no family should ever endure.
That's crazy,
Police
bro.
knew they had to act fast, not just for the Villegas family, but most importantly, for 11-year-old Froylan. Officers received a crucial update the next day. Tatiana had survived. For the detectives, this interview was critical. Tatiana wasn't just a survivor. She was the only known witness who could help police narrow down the list of suspects and piece together what really happened that night.
Hello, Tatiana. My name's David. Okay. I'm gonna go easy with you, okay? Pleasure meeting you. Okay, sorry, it's meeting.
Wait, did it say that she was paralyzed? Like, was she just paralyzed, like in that moment, or is she gonna be paralyzed for the rest of her life? If it's for the rest of her life, bro, it's that. Like, can you imagine, bro? Like, you didn't even do anything. You didn't like drive recklessly and get into a car accident, nothing. You just living your life, and someone thought you were somebody else, and just ruined your life. Yeah. Yo, son.
In such a way. The reason why we're here is I'm the primary detective handling you and your nephew's case. Okay.
So all I heard was like boom, boom, boom. And then I turned and looked at my auntie, and I was like, did we hit something? And that's when I just saw my body go numb, like my stomach. And that was
Okay.
like,
So you said you heard a distinctive boom, boom, boom. Okay. When the car started to pass you, when you're looking at the car, could you see over the top of the cab of the car? Was it higher than you, or was it lower than
no, it
you?
was like after like the shots, I did stop, and then that's when I saw the guy at the top.
Okay. Okay, they got on top shooting. Okay. Did you ever see the driver of that car? No. Okay. When the car went by, how many people were shooting at you?
I only saw the guy whenever he passed it and he was at the top. I only saw him.
You only saw one guy. Okay.
Shooting. And he was standing at the top of the sunroof.
The details matched prior witness accounts. However, one key fact stood out. Tatiana was certain that a single gunman had fired the shots. Detectives soon received a breakthrough. Anonymous tips from the public led them to two alleged gang members connected to the case, Blick and Risk, marking the first major lead. But the case wasn't solved yet. A third suspect was still out there, and detectives needed to track him down to piece together the full story and close in on everyone involved. Then came another shocking discovery. A day after the shooting, the man allegedly feuding with Risk taunted him on Instagram, writing, "You shot at the wrong truck." That's when investigators identified the intended target.
This, I can't even say new, because people was doing this like a couple years. Well, this is a couple years ago. What's with people like texting their ops? Like, why is that a thing? You texting your ops, you FaceTiming your ops, DMing your ops, basically. Like, what is with that? Y'all just like self-snitching with all that. Either self-snitching or you snitching on your ops. Like, you getting real federal with your ops, or you snitching. Like, what is that? I don't understand that. I remember even like what's his name? What was that rapper? King Von. I remember King Von was kind of doing that, I guess, or maybe he's trying to do it like kind of like slick with it. But I remember there's a lot of people during that time when King Von was around, that was out in Chicago. They was like on Twitter, like talking to their ops, and like, what is with that? I never understood that, bro. I thought gangsters move in silence. Y'all doing a lot of talking.
Isaiah Vasquez, who was completely unharmed. 5 days after the shooting, Vasquez was brought in for questioning.
Have you had any problems with anybody over the past couple weeks?
Full sit down.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You're positive on that?
Although Vasquez wasn't a suspect, police were convinced he knew more than he was letting on.
I got information about, what's your girlfriend's name? Sabrina and her boyfriend, which we did find
Okay.
had an argument with a rival gang member. Okay?
Okay. I'm not from my gang at all.
Okay. This is how it brought to me. I'm not here to point fingers.
No, I'm here listening. That's fine.
And that person who had that argument with you, we'll just leave the whole gang portion of it out. Okay. Wanted to shoot you. The information is very specific that you had a similar colored vehicle to my victim's vehicle.
Okay.
And looking up your vehicle, your information, you have owned in your history a Dodge Crew Cab white pickup truck, whatever you call it. With that, do you have anything to say about that? Has anyone confronted you or argued with you?
I went home with bad, you know what I mean? I didn't, nothing like happened while I was like around anything.
Okay.
His responses were evasive. Despite appearing cooperative, his indifferent attitude frustrated detectives.
So like he mentioned, like you're not in trouble, right? Yeah. The investigation led us to believe that you could help us out. I can tell you hesitated with it, right? So what truck do you go?
I drive a Ram.
A Ram?
Yeah.
This is the crew car?
Is that the Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think somebody wanted to hurt you?
Yeah.
We're pretty sure of that. Okay. So, but we know that you had an argument with somebody. Okay. And I know that other person wanted to hurt you, but I think they hurt somebody else who intended to try to hurt you.
Oh, really?
Isaiah was evidently putting on an act here and knew far more than he was letting on. But this could not be determined by police as there was no solid evidence to prove that Isaiah had been arguing with anyone at the game. And while this, as well as driving a similar car to the victims, was naturally going to raise suspicion, it does not implicate Isaiah or prove his involvement in their gang-related feud.
Now that's true, because there was a third vehicle. There was a third vehicle that was parked in that same spot that looked just like the other cars. Like, what were we at 1411? Like right here. Like you got this truck right here with the damn open back. This is the victim's car that got shot up with open back. And look, there's another car parked right here with a damn open back. So it's like, that must be a big thing over there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to just pinpoint it on him like that.
Feud. The key detail detectives need is a description of the prime suspects, but Isaiah refuses to provide it, insisting he doesn't know their identities at all.
So Blake wasn't there, huh?
I don't know who that is.
No, like, you know, Risk either. Jose, Nathan.
Officers had discovered the street names of two of the prime suspects, known as Blick, Nathan Garley, and Risk, Jose Romero. Although they had the names of the men they were searching for, they didn't know where to find them. And after Isaiah's unsuccessful interrogation, police were at a roadblock.
Okay.
However, much to the police's joy, it would only be a day after that none other than Nathan Garley, Blick, would be stopped by state police.
Yo, this looks like a deja vu video right here. This looks like a deja vu video. This looks like a deja trooper hair video, man.
On September 13th, while returning from Arizona, authorities found a gun and around 100,000 tablets in the car. As soon as they ran his information, officers discovered he was already a wanted suspect in the Froilan Villegas murder. His arrest led police straight to Jose Romero, who was also traveling to Arizona and was taken into custody the same day. With both men behind bars, only one suspect remained, 26-year-old Daniel Gomez. What's most interesting, however, is that police wouldn't have to search very far, as exactly one day after both Nathan Garley and Jose Romero's public arrest, the third suspect would turn himself into the police station, Daniel Gomez. And while Daniel confirmed being in the Dodge Durango that night, he decided to give his own recollection of what happened.
Having these rights in mind, if you wish to speak to me.
So he turned himself in.
I want to speak with the attorney first.
Okay.
Something that, you know, I just would feel comfortable with someone present with me that knows more about legally. It's not like, because I'm here to talk to you guys. There's a reason I came to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like I would feel more comfortable with someone that knows more about these things.
No, it's absolutely fine.
At first, Daniel did the smart thing, invoking his right to an attorney. But it didn't take long for him to change his mind.
With that, we're done. I can't go any further.
I swear, bro. These niggas be doing some dumb shit, bro. It's just dumb. Like, here's the thing. Obviously, I'm not rooting for anybody who's doing what they're doing. Out there just being reckless, shooting at people. I'm not rooting for them. But it just goes to show like how reckless, how chaotic like the thought process is for these guys. To do what they did outside, chaotic, reckless, dumb. Killed the whole wrong person, right? And then on top of that, my man right here, he asked for a lawyer, did the smart thing. Asked for a lawyer, right? Listen, I want somebody who can legally guide me through this conversation so that way, basically, I don't incriminate myself. And then next you know, he changes his mind later on. He just keeps talking and changes. He probably didn't even change his mind. He probably just kept on talking and then decided to just flow with it. Like, all right, I'll just talk. I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not even surprised that he changed his mind, bro. Like, look at the decisions that you're making, man. Come on, bro.
Further. I'll be direct with you. You're under arrest. You've been charged with an open count of murder. Numerous other, like shooting from a motor vehicle, attempted murder. I understand each one of you have the same charges.
Suddenly, Daniel was willing to talk. Faced with serious charges, he only saw one option: tell his side of the story.
You know what's so stupid? It's because, I know I keep pausing it, but this is the time where you do want a lawyer now. He just told you you are under arrest for murder. Now, you need a lawyer. It's not, oh, wait, let me tell you my side of the story. Hold up. No, he's doing it in reverse, basically. This is more of a reason to need a lawyer now. Before, you didn't know what the hell it was, right? You was just like, listen, can I just get a lawyer just before I start talking to y'all? But now you know for sure what they're trying to put on you, and now you don't want to use a lawyer anymore? I think this is stupid, bro.
Each one of you have the same charges. Each one of you.
Sorry, I got a question. Just a question.
That's fine. I can answer questions.
If I was to speak to you guys today, what would happen exactly? I want to do this because it isn't right what happened, and you guys need to know.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, I do this, my family gonna die. That's my question.
Police now had to determine whether Daniel had indeed been receiving threats from the other men and feared what would happen if he snitched, or if this was a complete fabrication and Daniel was way more involved than he was letting on.
If we could solidify some of that stuff, that may help you. We might be able to solidify some of your statements of the threats to you.
Well, it all started about 10 o'clock in the morning. I had asked a friend who goes by Risk if he wanted to go have some dinner. When he picked me up, there was another guy, they call him Blick. I have known Risk for a long time, known like his family and stuff, but I've never known his friends, so.
Okay.
Daniel's motive from here can be easily guessed. He mentions Risk as a long-term friend, but makes it clear that he's not well acquainted with Blick. It would make sense to pass all blame onto him instead of his good friend.
We had finished up eating, and then we went to play some games at his house. We leave his house, we're headed towards the game, everything's okay. You know, we get to the game. So we start heading to our seats when I didn't really know the situation. All I knew is that a dude, he goes by the name of, or at least that I know is Boss Dinero. I guess they had told me he had robbed Risk for one of his chains or whatever. So when we see them, I don't know what's really going on. Blake and that Boss Dinero guy are kind of smiling at each other. All of a sudden, that guy starts heading towards the far exit. Risk says, hey, we have to go. I said, why? He says, because I have to go pick up my daughter, so we have to go. Blick says, he turns to Risk and he says, hey, that fool's circling around with some homies with the Mac looking for us. So they jumped in the car and they pulled up to me and they told me to get in. We were about to leave. I was like, hey, can you just take me home? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really feeling comfortable. He's like, just hold up. We're looking.
I'm not feeling comfortable. No. My boy over here saying, I'm not feeling comfortable. Bro, you part of a gang. You know you can't talk like that. You know damn well he wasn't talking like that, bro. You part of the gang. Ain't no way you bitching up. Like, oh, wait, hold on. Can you take me home first? You about to slide on somebody? Hold on. Can you drop me off at my mama's house first? Like, I don't really feel comfortable with this. I wasn't planning on sliding today. I was only trying to see people slide into home plate at the game. I wasn't trying to do no sliding afterwards. Come on, bro. That does not sound believable at all, bro. That don't sound believable at all, bro. Come on now.
For somebody real quick, and I was like, who? And he just kept saying, my cousin. There was a truck, a white truck, Dodge truck.
What he said?
Hold up, we're looking for somebody real quick, and I was like, who? And he just kept saying, my cousin. There was a truck, a white truck, Dodge truck, and Blake goes, there's that truck. I was like, you don't even know if that's the right truck. I said, stop acting like an idiot. I said, Riz, take me home. Riz like took off, and I ducked and I screamed no, and he jumped out the sunroof, and he just started shooting them. And so they flew all the way back to Risks, and I was crying. I said, you guys gotta let me go home, you know? And that's when Lick turned around and he told me, he said, if you tell anyone about this, go to anyone. I know where your grandma stays, and I know where you stay.
My boy over here crying, son. He is crying, lying. I know the cops are sitting there thinking like, bro, you did this is what you came up with? Like, bro, this is what you came up with? That out of everything that's happening here, you didn't touch the gun. You're telling everybody, hey, just take me home. I'm scared. I'm uncomfortable. I'm crying. You're crying to your boys, bro. You crying, bro. You don't even know if that's the right truck. You crying. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let me do any of y'all really think he was moving like that? I don't know, bro.
And told him I wouldn't say nothing.
What seemed to be a straightforward gang-related incident has now turned out to be more complicated than ever. Daniel had claimed that he had no part in the horrifying events that took place and feared that his life was in danger.
And taunted me. It was just an innocent baby. Even I told those fools no. They just wouldn't let me out the car. I just wanted to get out the car. I didn't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be in that situation at all, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I was just so scared for my life. I'm still scared. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. These guys have a lot of money, a lot of power. It's not funny, it's scary. At this point, I don't care what's been said about me.
Bro, didn't you choose this life? I'm not getting it. Like, is this something I'm not getting? Are these the Spanish gangs? Is it like the military where you get drafted? Like, you have no choice? Or are they not choosing this life? I understand they get recruited, you know? Like, yo, hey, you trying to be down, you know what I mean? Trying to be down, fool? We gonna be a new familia. You trying to be down, fool? Like, are they getting like drafted where they have no choice? As soon as they turn like 14, pull up, you part of the gang now. These are your colors. Like, he's talking as if like he did not choose this lifestyle. I'm so confused with that.
That little boy needs justice. He needs justice.
Daniel is potentially digging his own grave here. By placing himself at the scene of the crime, he has incriminated himself, and the statements he makes definitely casts further suspicion on him and whether he is trying to save himself here.
For what the fuck happened to him, no kid should ever have to go through that. That's why I'm here and I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
Was it Risk who cocked the gun?
No, it was Blake who cocked the gun. Risk was driving the car.
Risk was driving.
Risk Riz kind of was doing the same thing I was, telling him no, no, no. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it, don't do it. And
Risk is telling him no, no, no as he's driving up to the white car, as he's looking for it. As Risk is looking for the white car and driving up to him so the dude could do the drive-by. Let's see, where's it? Is that the white car over there? Yeah, no, bro. No, Holmes. You shouldn't do this, homie. That's the car right there. Hold on, let me get a little closer. Yeah, homie, you shouldn't do this, man. This is not good, bro. This not good, homie. Oh, are you climbing up? Oh, hold on, let me get the sunroof for you. Hold up. Let me turn the sunroof open for you. Yeah, homie, nah, you shouldn't do this, homie. This ain't it. This ain't it, man. We shouldn't be sliding right now. Like, what are we talking about? Like, there's no way that he expects the police to believe that him and the dude that's driving the car disagrees with this action. There's no way, bro. If he really disagreed, he would have just got out the car.
he didn't give a fuck. He just did it.
No remorse. It's like he had done it before.
Okay.
You know, it was like he was already used to it. To him, it was nothing but a little adrenaline rush.
Daniel describes Blick as the main perpetrator, even going so far as to say both himself and Risk were arguing against the shooting. From Daniel's own words, they both were unwilling participants who believed the white pickup Blick was shooting at was not their intended target.
I know that day we went to the apartments, there was a girl there, but he didn't introduce me to her. She was a blonde girl, real petite, short, big lips, nice pretty smile.
What police knew for certain was that Daniel was in the car that ultimately took an 11-year-old boy's life. Whether the guilt was eating Daniel alive or he was making a desperate attempt to save himself, he did ensure to give away a description of someone who could have also possibly been involved. With this in mind, officers would redirect their attention to this blonde girl, the girlfriend of Jose Romero, Janae Garcia.
Even though, like, I'm scared for my life, you know, to talk and speak up, but it's only the right thing, I think, at this point.
Janae mirrors Daniel's statements, stating she fears for her life and didn't want to snitch. Gang culture is built on loyalty and brotherhood, reinforced by a deep-seated us versus them mentality. Snitching is not just discouraged, it is punishable by death. But this enforced silence that doesn't just protect them, it only serves to implicate them further. Janae was clearly influenced by this, making her involvement in the killing even more suspicious.
Nathan is the one that shot at the vehicle. He goes by Blick here in the streets.
Well, she was in the car too? And you know, so here's the thing about this. Like, I believe the dude saying that he was scared. I do believe that. When he first started talking, he was saying, I'm scared about my family. I believe that. That's very believable. But what I don't believe is that he was going so hard to tell them, no, we shouldn't. Maybe he probably thought, hey, you sure that's the right car, fool? You sure that's the right car? You know what I mean? I think he was probably like not sure if that was the right car, but I don't think he was trying to stop them from actually attacking the right car. Like if they knew it was the right car, I don't think he was like, oh yeah, okay, that's them. Nah, bro, let's let it slide, bro. Let's leave it alone, bro. I doubt he was like that. I doubt he spoke up like that, especially saying that his boy Risk was driving and saying the same thing. If you're driving, why are you driving towards it? If you're saying you don't want to do this, like what kind of like hierarchy following? Who's the leader here? I don't understand.
People that he thought was driving that, Nathan had a shootout with them like 2 months ago, I think. And then going on this about the shooting of the 11-year-old, Nathan was the one that shot out the car.
I'm not protecting Daniel or nothing, but Daniel, like, he's an angel. Like, I know he really didn't do anything.
Although Janae's remarks may seem dishonest, her comments about Daniel Gomez stand out. Despite barely knowing him, she defends his character, raising the question, is she protecting Daniel to stop him from saying anything that could incriminate all three of them? She pins everything on Nathan, but as Jose's girlfriend, she may just be making him the fall guy.
Okay, so this is Blick, right? This is who they've been blaming everything on, I'm assuming. So maybe I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that hard to believe that Blick is the shooter. I mean, his name is Blick, right? I mean, everybody know that song, that 6ix9ine song, that Tekashi 6ix9ine. I think it was something about the Blick leave you sticky or something like that. The Blicky leave you sticky something like that. Blick meaning a gun. Blick is like slang for a gun. So if you're naming yourself Gun, if that's your nickname, Gun, Blick, I mean, clearly you probably earned that name, right? So everybody's saying he's a shooter. His name is Blick. The fact that she's saying that Daniel is an angel, I mean, I think that's just another way of her just saying that Daniel is pussy, honestly, out of the crew. But I think he was along for the ride, right? I don't think he was really going hard to try to stop anything. He probably didn't shoot anybody, but I don't think he's that innocent. I don't think he was innocent enough to leave, right? He wasn't innocent enough to leave the vehicle. He wasn't innocent enough to like not join the gang. You know what I mean? But then again, I don't know, people join gangs for all types of reasons, right?
As Jose's girlfriend, she may just be making him the fall guy.
If you do know that information, probably best to give that up because they will come down to the minute details of everything in court. And that's what I'm trying to make sure that I put the right person, because they're all charged the same. Until we get all the information that we need, they will all be charged the same.
Yeah, I did see that.
Janae Garcia, 22, was charged with tampering with evidence for helping Jose Romero and Nathan Garley dispose of the SUV used in the shooting. Meanwhile, Nathan Garley, Jose Romero, and Daniel Gomez were all charged with murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy. Villegas' death marked Albuquerque's second fatal child shooting in a month, prompting Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham to declare gun violence a public health emergency. In the aftermath,
that was his second charge? So he killed another child earlier? What the fuck? Man stabs roommate to death over a video game? What the hell were they playing? What video game could get you so tight that you stab somebody to death? Like, can y'all name a game that would be like what is it, like 2K or something? Would it be Madden? Like, would it be FIFA? Like would it be WWE 2K? Like what are we talking about? What kind of game could get you that tight? Was it Fall Guys? Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, what game could be so intense that you'll stab somebody? That's kind of crazy, bro.
Villegas' family launched a GoFundMe for Tatiana, raising over $40,000 to support her recovery.
That's what's up. And Tatiana was beautiful, man. She was a beautiful girl. She was a beautiful girl. That was crazy what they did, how she got caught up like that. That was
just a survivor.
She was a baddie, bro. And she got caught up like that. That shit is crazy, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. Like, what? I mean, what can you say to that, man? You know what I mean? What can you actually say to that? You know? Dude is over there crying, talking about like, oh, nah, you're not crying because y'all slid. If y'all slid, right, and got the right people, you would have been celebrating right with them. Sure, you didn't pull the trigger, but you would have been like celebrating as if you did, kind of, because like you was there on the slide. You would have been back talking to the homies like, yo, we just slide on this fool. You know what I mean? Caught him lacking, da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, you would have been celebrating just as if you pulled the trigger. Like, don't be joining no gang. And then when gang stuff start to happen, you like, oh, can you take me home? I'm like, bro, what? You can be a part-time gang member? People want to be part-time gang members? Man, that shit crazy, man. I mean, I think they all guilty. Obviously, I don't see any reason to be like, oh, I'm not gonna lie. Situation like that, I'm not even mad that they gave them all the same thing. Like, whether you pull the trigger or not, you was in the vehicle. All of y'all was in the vehicle. Like, y'all part of a gang too. Like, y'all should just all serve the same thing. You know what I mean? And if they charge him like that and people notice that, like, all right, well, next time I'm in a car and I'm with a friend that decides to try and do some crazy stuff like that, if I can't stop him, I'm getting out. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, this is a nice little video right here. This is brought to you by you guys, man. If you want to let me know, if you want to do, what I just do? Video capture, Spotify. Hold on. If y'all want to let me know, like Genny Brandon did, he's the one that requested this video. If y'all got any ideas, any videos, similar, we do an investigation, we're doing interrogation videos, murder investigations, you know what I mean? It could be high-speed car chases, whatever. Basically anything where it's like we can learn something, you know what I mean? Like right here, what we learned here, don't join a gang, bro. Especially if you ain't trying to do that type of gang shit. If you ain't trying to be on some gang stuff like that, don't join a gang, man. Join like a, I don't know, join a club, like, you know what I mean? Not a gang. Join like some kind of club that revolves around an interest that you might have. You know, join a damn, I don't know, join a basketball team or something. You know what I mean? A little basketball organization. You know what I mean? Join a chess club or something. Shit, I don't even care if you join a what they was doing back in my school. They had like Pokemon cards, and they had like little Pokemon card club that they was doing. I never understood it. I mean, I like Pokemon, but I never understood the Pokemon cards. So I never got into it. But I mean, they was doing that. They was doing Yu-Gi-Oh and all that. Like, I mean, if you need camaraderie or some type of like community, like figure out something that, I mean, you don't got to be doing no gang. You know, if you have to carry a weapon, that's the wrong club. If you got to carry a weapon and you got to go hurt people, that's the wrong club. You know what I mean? That's the wrong club. There's so many different clubs you can join, bro. So many, bro. Pick one that doesn't revolve around violence. You know what I mean? Join a skateboarding club or something. Find a community that skateboards, or a running club. You know what I mean? Go running, something healthy. You know what I mean? Something that can better your life, bro. We got to do better, man. And there's videos like this that just was like, damn, bro. It's kind of hard to be so against what the borders is doing and what Trump is doing with these deportations. They're sending people to super jail. Super jail. What was it, like Venezuela or something like that? I forgot where they sending. They're sending them to a whole super jail, bro. It's like 30 dudes in like one cell, bro. They like sleeping on top of each other, basically. And it's kind of hard to get mad at that when you see videos like this. If you're like sensitive to videos like this, it's going to be hard for you to be like, I don't know why they doing all that, man. I don't know. It's going to be hard for you to be like against all the deportations that's happening, you know? So they're not helping each other with that one. Not a video like this. But anyway, man, let me know in the comments, man. If you got anything you want me to watch, let me know in the comments. You get a shout out. And yeah, bro. I wonder how many views this is gonna get. I wonder how many views this one is gonna get. So we'll see. Till next time, y'all. I'll catch you on the next video.